Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Pick a Pile Mercury Retrograde reading. I felt the need to clarify this period for you. It's going to be happening June 18th to July 12th. So just be prepared for that. With any retrograde planet, there is kind of a shadow effect before and after the planet actually goes retrograde. So you might even be kind of sensing this planet starting to go into that retrograde internal energy, okay? And I know we're probably very overwhelmed in a sense, but just contemplating a lot already with several other planets in retrograde. So just know that June is going to be a month of really going within, reassessing, lots of planning, maybe not a lot of forward movement, but just trust if there is forward movement to really be aware and mindful. And that's why I love to do these readings around these planetary aspects, because it's just knowledge and it helps assist you in whatever decision process you may have at this time and whatever energies are showing up for you. And this can be around relationships, career, anything that you are really focusing on when you come to this reading, okay? Just know that with Mercury, there is especially a lot of emphasis on communication. And we are actually in Gemini season. And Gemini is in Venus, which is retrograde. So we are having a lot of this air energy buzzing around us. So lots to do with communication, expression, how we express ourselves. Maybe we're finding new ways to express ourselves if there are potential blockages around communication with those that are special to you in your life. So understand that and be patient. And as I say that, I have this kind of energy in my throat. So just know that you might be sensing a lot around your throat chakra. And in a lot of my monthlies, I provide in the description box a lot of guided meditations around chakra healing, which I think is very important at this time, especially your throat. Dealing with communication, travel, there might be some delays with travel. Just knowing that the universe is working with us, right? And it's kind of interesting with all this stuff that's happening globally with this pandemic. We've kind of had to slow down, and we kind of witness this slowing down with the planets too. So it's assisting us, right? We're kind of integrating and calibrating with the universe, connecting with source, and it's helping us kind of move through this energy a little bit lighter, right? More internal, like hermit energy. So just be patient, right? I know it can be challenging to face delays, but know that they are serving you in some way. And what can you learn from that, right? Leave some extra time in your life to practice mindfulness. So even if you are super busy, say you are working extra hard during this time, really trying to find some moments of stillness, okay, with these retrogrades, with Mercury retrograde, to kind of gather your thoughts, because Mercury is Gemini and Virgo, so all about mental thoughts, clarity, communication, networking. So try to really slow your pace a little bit during this period so you don't get too caught up in your thoughts. And also don't get too caught up in timelines. Like I said, travel might be restricted at this time. As the world is starting to emerge again, we're noticing this, right? We are too, but we need to be gentle with ourselves, okay? And try not to play catch up too much with some of the time that you might have lost during this pandemic. So don't act out of lack or fear or being too impulsive during this time, okay? Find healing ways to release that energy that might have been built up, that angst. And that's when I guide you to practice tarot and healing and meditation, okay? And I have a lot of these great links on my my Facebook page. You can find me at Align Soul Tarot. I put a lot of guided meditations on there. And as always, after you do this pick a pile, if you want to have a private reading with me, all of my information is in the description box below. And if you catch me for May, I have 20% off all my private readings. So again, these messages are general, just so you know. If the story does not resonate for you, do not let it fit. Okay, we're going to be looking into this period, June 18th to July 12th, Mercury retrograde. So go ahead and pick your pile at this time. We have pile 1. We have the black obsidian stone. Pile 1 here. Pile 2, we have the crystal quartz castle. I actually found this. I mined this one. How beautiful. One of my favorites. And pile 3 here, this carnelian stone. Carnelian. Okay, so I'm going to give you a moment to assess pile 1, 2, or 3, and let's jump right in. All right, so those of you that picked pile 1, welcome, welcome. Welcome to your reading. You picked the black obsidian stone. All right, let's see what this Mercury retrograde period is bringing up for you. Maybe some things that you need to heal, okay? Maybe some blockages. What are the current energies that you're experiencing, pile 1, during this Mercury retrograde period? Let's feel into it. Let's get some guidance from Spirit. Okay. So I have a variety of decks here that I'm using. I'm using my Empathic Oracle. I'm using 78 Elemental, Dreams of Gaia deck, and I also have an affirmation, kind of like an overall energy for you, and also the Kuan Yin Oracle, which we will wrap up at the end. It's a beautiful prayer for you that I will also post in the description box below for each pile. So let me gather here what we have for you, pile 1. So we are seeing water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and also air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You have the Courage card here. You're needing some courage during this time, finding the strength, right? Resiliency, kind of stepping back out into the world, but like I said, being gentle on yourself, okay? Conquering any sort of dilemmas, fears, limitations. Courage does not actually mean being fearless. It means being able to face your fear, right? Really go within. It reminds me of the Strength card in the Major Arcana. You know, it's all about kind of finding our triggers, finding that inner beast, our inner demons, as they like to call it, and making friends with them, you know, taming them, understanding them, recognizing them, not just repressing them. So that takes courage, right? So finding courage for you, pile 1, during this Mercury retrograde. And this could be about speaking some truths with the Page of Air here. This is a very youthful, vibrant energy. It's a page, it's not a king. They come in with their sword of truth, and the page can be somewhat hasty with their words. So just be mindful of those around you or yourself to really, with the Courage card here, I'm seeing like to find the strength and courage to find the right words, right? So if you are experiencing some blockages in a relationship around expressing yourself, being patient with that and understanding like that you want to speak your truth, but you also don't want to cause more issues around communication. I do sense in the collective that we all are, you know, wanting to step back out into the world. You know, maybe we have discovered some past issues in relationships or entering into new relationships, and the summertime's coming, depending on where you are in the world. In the northern hemisphere, you know, we're entering into a new season, so there's lots of buzzy energy, and you know, I sense that there's like this impulsiveness to kind of get out, do things, and just slow down, be practical. Also, the Page of Air can be very swift energy, which can help guide you. You know, with the Chariot card here, there's definitely a lot of movement for you, pile 1. This is Cancerian energy. You might be dealing with a water sign. I am seeing like this quick paced movement, and maybe it is serving you in some sense. Maybe you've been feeling a lack of motivation, a lack of courage to kind of get out and do things. And with this Chariot card and the Page of Air, there's definitely a lot of energy, but I just want to make sure that you're balancing yourself out, not being too impulsive. Okay, because with the Page of Air, there can be that kind of sharp words being spoken. And I say that because of this Five of Water here. It is in reverse. Five of Cups, this symbolizes a woman who is kind of looking back at those spilt cups. She's not looking into the future at this beautiful castle that lays out before her. She's too consumed by her grief and her loss. But knowing that this is in reverse for you, Pile 1, this is telling me that during this Mercury retrograde, or maybe prior to this, you've stepped out of this energy. You're now coming out of that with this movement here with the Chariot card. The Chariot can also represent making a choice, right? Having faith in new beginnings, in communication, right? This could also represent someone else coming in and speaking their truth to you. So be mindful of that. You might be getting some incoming messages here, or you might be. And it's taking courage from either one of you. There is this loss here, but people are getting over that, okay? Stepping out of that. We have the King of Water here. So there's lots of water energy. Maybe a water sign is moving towards you. You know, take the story as it resonates. We have the King of Water here. It's in reverse, though. So we're going to read on this energy a bit for you, just so you can get a better understanding. This is from the Dreams of Gaia deck in the Standard Tarot. The King of Water in reverse can be very emotionally detached. Okay? And when I said that hastiness, those words, right? Hopefully a water sign is not too emotionally detached in saying things that they might not mean, or saying things out of anger, or vice versa. Maybe this is you trying not to say things out of anger, or being too caught up in your emotions with this King of Water in reverse here, Pile 1. Let's see. Let's read a little bit more for you so we can get a little bit more insight on this energy. This is the King, this masculine energy. If you are female or male, don't just try to be restricted by it being a king. If you're female, this could be your energy. If you are a water sign and this storyline resonates with you, you could just be sitting in masculine energy. Everyone, doesn't matter what your gender is, we have feminine and masculine traits, right? We're born with both. This can represent a feeling of boredom, okay, when it's in reversed. Ask yourself if you believe that your life is lacking excitement. Has peace and calm slowly transformed into boring routine? So maybe this is why, like I said earlier, coming out of this funk is what I'm getting, right? This funk of the Five of Water here, the grief, despair, and there's this forward movement, right? Coming out of a funk, an emotional funk. Maybe it is time to shake things up a little and to ride the waves for a while. You might need a little excitement and to be unpredictable and spontaneous. In your best interest, however, do seek a productive outlet for your excitement rather than looking for conflict, right? So, like I said, avoiding conflict, avoiding creating conflict that's not necessary in your life, or creating drama for drama's sake. Like I said, a lot of people are feeling this buzzy energy, kind of entering into new seasons, new changes. We have eclipses coming up. So just be mindful of that, Pile 1, okay? Of those around you and yourself. Find healthy outlets to express your emotions, because this might destroy your peace and calm completely instead of enlivening your life, okay? And also avoiding any sort of behaviors of jealousy or possessiveness, impulsivity, okay, with that Page of Air. We also have here from the Empathic Oracle, we have a 48, which breaks down to a 12, which breaks down to a 3. So 3 is all about growth, development, you know, success, hope. With this pedestal card, let's read a little bit on it. So making sure that you're not putting others on a pedestal around you, or, you know, placing yourself too high standards is kind of what I get initially off of this card. Each moment, every person, each equal in power is a puzzle piece that has a placement in the tapestry of life. Have I given my power to a belief that I no longer feel serves me, and I need to grow energetically, right? With that King of Water, what I'm getting is that power, there might be some power struggles here, push and pull dynamic in a relationship, and not acting in that drama, kind of trying to stay clear of that drama, and holding true to your beliefs, your integrity, what you stand up for, Pile 1. Have your relationships become one-sided, unequal in their power dynamic? Have you placed a person on a pedestal or someone below you even in order to not fully step into your power? So I do sense that you are, Pile 1, stepping into this movement, right? The Chariot card here, Page of Air, but just balancing it out, right? We don't want to act out of lack or fear or impulsivity with this King of Air, Water in reverse. So let's wrap up this Mercury retrograde reading with the lovely Kuan Yin Oracle. This is number 35, which breaks down to an 8, which is all about movement, change. Again, we see that with the Chariot card. So lots of movement here. You might actually even be traveling during this period. Attainment is also discipline. Okay. Lady of Lasha descends. So again, movement here. Lots of movement for you. Let's read this for you. Let me find it here. And again, for these, they come with a prayer. So I will put an excerpt in the description box for each pile. If you feel drawn to the prayer, you can recite it for yourself if you are called to it. How hard you have been working. You have accomplished so much by your own efforts. You are on a path to me, a path that at times seems difficult and perhaps even dangerous. Yet, in order to reach me, you are willing to take the journey. You have shown your commitment, your refusal to turn back even when it's asked of you. I see some of the perils that lie before you, and I see that it is not necessary for you to endure them. So I come to you. No longer do you need to seek. I bring to you what you have been seeking. So it seems like, Pile 1, that you're on a journey. This could be a journey to someone or something, or just a journey to self-discovery. And it's taking you a lot of courage, staying emotionally balanced, right? Not acting out of anger or fear, right? Moving into your truth, but definitely lots of movement for you. Thank you, Pile 1, for joining me. And I hope that you enter into this Mercury retrograde with ease. And I hope these messages assisted you. Thank you so much. All right, Pile 2, welcome Pile 2 to your Mercury retrograde pick a pile reading. You picked the Crystal Quartz Castle here. Let's see what kind of insight we can gain around this Mercury retrograde. What kind of energies are surrounding you during this period in time. What you may be needing to heal or look a bit deeper into with this retrograde energy kind of buzzing around us. Okay. We have several different decks here that we're working with. I'll be reading from. Let's see how this kind of ties together for you. So right off the bat, I am seeing water energy and air. And I've been getting that a lot with the readings lately. It's that Gemini energy. It's kind of balancing the heart and the mind. Gemini energy is more of the thoughts, right? The swords that are represented in the tarot deck. And I think with the retrogrades and everything kind of slowing down, we're kind of having to go a little bit deeper, right? Deeper into the mind, of course, but also balancing that with the heart and finding that mind-body connection. Okay? So right off the bat here, we have appreciation. This is kind of your affirmation for you, Pile 2, for this Mercury retrograde period. Appreciation. Spend your day noticing and appreciating everything you see, the colors, the sounds, the smells, the shapes, and feel that appreciation opening your heart, right? Opening your heart and respect for all of life. So with all the trials and tribulations that we all experience in this world, right? It's very important to find the simple things to be grateful for, to appreciate. So if you are feeling very off kilter during this period in time, maybe in separation, going through some sort of issues in your life around career, relationships, trying to find some little silver lining in that, hope, right? Resilience. There is this sense of being stuck, okay? So around pile 2 here, there's a lot of mental energy, and that's why I can't urge you enough to maybe tap more into your heart center. In the description box below, I will provide links for chakra guided meditations, and you can do so at your own free will to help kind of open up the centers, right? Especially around your heart for you, pile 2. I'm feeling that there's a lot of heartache, feeling stuck, maybe trapped. And just know that a lot of people are sharing this energy of feeling stuck. It came up in reverse, so maybe you're in the process of kind of uncovering what's keeping you stuck, and you're learning how to release that during this time. Just know that, like I said, these retrogrades are really bringing us back into the past, you know, blast from the past with Venus retrograde, now Mercury retrograde, Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto. So tons of inner work, lots of karmic lessons being learned, and karmic lessons are not usually very easy. When you think of karma, it's good and bad, you know, and the most intense relationships push us to learn, to grow, learn how to love and be loved. And they're mirrors. And those mirrors that people shine at us and we shine at them can really pierce and show a lot of truths that maybe we don't want to see. And it causes a lot of anxiety. So I'm sensing that you or someone around you or yourself are just feeling a bit stuck, kind of trapped in this cycle. You got the World card here in reverse. So the World card is all about completion. This is the end of the tarot. This is the final step, you know, full circle. You've grown, you've taken this journey, you've learned these lessons, and now you're entering into a new cycle, right? And a lot of people get like this connotation like with the Death card, the World card, the Wheel of Fortune. It doesn't always have to mean like things are final, like in a relationship. It just means that a certain aspect of the relationship could be changing, right? You're entering into a new aspect of the relationship, a new cycle, a deepening of a relationship. So just take it as it resonates for you, okay? I don't like to make it too rigid and just say like, oh, there's a breakup and they're never coming back, because that's not the way life works, right? Especially with the Venus retrograde. Lots of things can be coming back up, and this can bring up a lot of thoughts, right? Feeling stuck, feeling trapped. You got the 8 of Air here. I'm going to read a little about this 8 of Air for you, just so you can get a better idea of the imagery of this card and what this actually means for you at this time. You could be kind of sitting in this energy, or someone you love, whoever you're thinking about during this period in time. This could be the energies that you're both mirroring to each other. Remember, a lot of the most intense relationships, we are mirrors. We're actually teaching each other how to grow and learn and decipher these energies. Trapped and isolated by the choking sensation of feathers that block her senses, she has to resort to her mind. She can free herself easily, in fact, if she considers how. So slowing down, right? Taking a step out of the mind. It may not feel like it when everything seems to be closing in on you, but remember that you have the power here. Take back your power. There's always a way out. Your doubts, your fears is what is trapping you, and nothing else. So learning how to forgive, finding some closure. I think for pile 2, you really need to find some closure, and that might be around communication. That might be tough communication that needs to be spoken. Forgiveness, closure, so you can get out of this mental fog, okay? Have faith, shake free of these restrictions, This can also be victimized mentality, self-sabotage. Some people, it's hard to learn these lessons, and so they'd rather stick and stay in the pain, when really Spirit just wants you to learn and grow and evolve. And you see this card here, it's all about evolving. Look at all this beautiful like growth here. It's beautiful. This is what you deserve. We all deserve this. And we do have to sit in this kind of energy sometimes to get to that, right? To get to that growth, that spiritual growth, that enlightenment. And it takes time. We're human. We have emotions. There's a lot of deep-seated wounds that might be coming up around family, relationships. With the Venus retrograde and now with the Mercury retrograde, you could be really feeling like, how do I express this? How do I get this out? Right? And I think for you, there is this need for closure. And if you can't find closure with someone else or speak your truth, kind of unblock this throat here, the throat chakra here, then you need to learn to find ways to find closure within yourself, but not just trying to build walls, right? Not playing the victim, self-sabotage, because you'll be surprised once you open your heart what's there on the other side and how much people can actually empathize and understand with you, okay? You might be dealing with a water sign here. You got the King of Water here, masculine energy. This could be you, female, male, doesn't matter. It's just sitting in a more masculine phase, a little more stuck, I'd say, more discerning, not as graceful as the Queen of Water. But in the imagery in this card, what is so beautiful is that this man is persevering through the storm, conquering his emotions, right? His cup is spilling all over the place, but he's battling the storm, right? He's taking on this storm because he knows that he wants to offer this cup, and he has so much to offer. It's just about getting out of this mental fog, getting to a place of safety for you. So making sure that you are in a place that you feel that you can grow and you can learn, making sure that you have healthy relationships around you that help you understand yourself and allow you to grow, allow you to complete these past cycles, could be past life even. Having appreciation for what these lessons have taught you, Pile 2, right? The good and the bad, the ugly, all of it. Forgiving. We have here, again, this is the gratitude card. This is 8 of water. So 8 is all about movement, change. So Spirit's asking you to kind of stop staying stuck, allow for this change to happen. No more staying stuck in the past, staying stuck in your emotions, being rigid, closed off. Weather the storm, right? Know that you're worthy of love. Find that closure, open those lines of communication, whatever you need to do to kind of release. And every day you might kind of go back and forth of what that is. But I think the first step is acknowledging it, right? So, and during this Mercury retrograde for you, Pile 2, it's a lot about acknowledging, appreciating, and seeing maybe where triggers lie, where you can grow, where you can kind of find some closure with someone or something. We have here the Kuan Yin Oracle deck, which I will be providing in the description box below a little excerpt from the book. It's a little prayer for you for Pile 2. You can find that in the description box below, as well as the guided meditations around healing your chakras. So this is number 6. So this is all about potentially around past. 6 of Cups is what I get off of that, but 6 is just problem solving, compassion. So shedding a lot of compassion on your past is what I'm getting. Harmony, finding balance with the 6. There's a need for balance here. Owning up to your end in any sort of relationship dynamic. Okay, play with me, and doing so with a very light-hearted energy. Opening up gently. We don't want to be too impulsive during this time, not too harsh with our communication, because Mercury retrograde is all about communication. So if you are going to communicate, making sure that you do so with ease, be playful, lighthearted. There's a more joyful way for you to be yourself in the world. To access that, you will need to let go of the struggles you have endured and your past suffering. You do not have to deny what you have been through, Pile 2, nor do you need to ignore your feelings, right? But you do need to be willing to put it behind you now. You will not lose anything through doing this, except your pain. It has served a purpose. Now it is time for another way. It is time to play. It ties so beautifully with this energy, yes. There's a deep need to forgive for this pile, okay? And you will know where you fit in this story, okay? But I do sense that there needs to be some closure here. Open your heart. And if you can't directly communicate with someone at this time, just know that you might be mirroring each other and you're both healing at this time. And I do sense that, I hope that even if it's not during this Mercury retrograde period, that you can open up and be vulnerable, because this King of Water is all about vulnerability, right? They can be timid and closed off with their emotions because they feel them so powerfully, right? But just know that those emotions are there and you cannot keep them repressed. You have to be honest and truthful with yourself at this time, okay? Thank you so much, Pile 2. And again, if this resonates and you want to go a bit deeper for the rest of May, I have 20% off all my private readings. You can find all my information in the description box below. And thank you so much for tuning in. All right, Pile 3, welcome to your reading, your Mercury retrograde reading. You picked the lovely orange carnelian stone. Let's see what this Mercury retrograde period has in store for you. What kind of insight can you gain from this? What kind of energies are surrounding you in your career, your relationships, and communication? What can we feel into for you at this time? Let's see. Okay, let me gather here from the cards. Okay. So we have fire. All three of your tarot cards are fire. So you might be a fire sign, or you might be dealing with a fire sign, which is kind of interesting because you had the carnelian stone, which is very fiery, right? So definitely connecting with that element. I'm definitely sensing sacral chakra, opening that up, opening your creativity, being very self-sufficient. So we have a 10 here. So I do sense that you have gone through a period of change, completion, change card here. Change is the very nature of life. When we resist change, we are resisting our own growth. So when I see this energy tied with this, I think that you already have gone through major, major changes here, Pile 3. Okay? And you've done so with a lot of confidence. You're stepping into your independence, okay? We got this 10 of air here. This is all about like the all-seeing eye. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. You might have fire or air in your chart. And what's interesting that I'm seeing here is you have this eye here. And you also have the third eye. So the third eye chakra is very important to you. In the description box below, I am providing a series of guided meditations focusing on healing the chakras, and you can find that in the description box below if you're intrigued, and kind of focusing on your third eye. You'll be surprised what you can learn when you kind of go deeper into each chakra, what can be revealed to you with that third eye, right? Opening intuition, insight, clarity, connecting to source, connecting to self, right? Feeling empowered is what I'm getting for you. We're going to read a little bit on the streams of Gaia. 10 of air. Let's see what this card has for you, Pile 3. Okay, so 10 of air. Again, 10 is all about completion, transformation, right? Change. New way of thinking with this air energy. A time of independence. Saying goodbye to the public persona. No longer bound by other people's opinions. Walking your own path. New paradigms, right? I really feel this major transformation for you during this time. It could have already happened before this period, but really in this Mercury retrograde season, you're going to be feeling massive change, massive transformation, and a lot more confidence. You're awakening to the truth. Third eye awakening here. So, 9 of fire. Very confident, right? Very confident energy, a bit guarded though. So I do sense that, there has been some shakeups around a home environment with the 4 of fire in reverse. So 4 is all about structure, stability, home. This can be marriage. So you might be in separation at this time and you're really reclaiming your independence with this King of Fire energy. You might be masculine, feminine energy stepping into this confidence, right? Fire wand energy is connecting to spirit, right? Connecting to spirit. Maybe you're finding or deepening your spiritual path, your spiritual knowledge, accessing new ways of thinking and seeing things. But yeah, the wand energy is very spiritual, very passionate, has a lust for life, very moved by life, I should say. There's a lot of action in the King of Fire. There's lots of movement. But again, there's this sense of being a bit guarded and wounded from your past experiences. I'm going to read a bit on this. And I think it has to do with the home environment that's been shaken up, or relationship dynamic, and this is what's kind of put you in this place. But just know that there's a lot of change, a lot of transformation happening. You're seeing things way clearer during this Mercury retrograde period, or you will start to see things way more clearer during this time. So the 9 of fire for you, pile 3. Let's read on it. This 70 elemental deck is amazing. Each card has a different artist, and the depiction really connects with the artistry. A warrior maiden stands, staff in one hand, the fire of her elemental magic weaving around her. The chaos of battle awaits her, but for now, she takes a moment to harden her resolve and gather her strength for her last fight. So you still got a little bit of fight in you. A lot of hard work is behind you, but it's taken a toll on you. You don't need to do it all at once, though. Give yourself some time, even if it's just a few moments to breathe and regroup, to consider all that you've achieved. Let this knowledge inspire you to take those final steps. You can do it, and you know you can. You fought and worked so hard. This will be a breeze when you've recharged your energies. So yeah, I do sense that there is this change that's coming through. You're kind of recharging, you're reassessing, but you still got a lot of fight in you, right? Like I said, if there has been a shakeup in a home environment here with the 4 of Wands, just know that you're going to be okay. You have some fight in you. You can conquer this storm. And I do sense that any sort of change is here to serve you. It's to enlighten you. So you can gain a new perspective, right? The all-seeing eye, gaining a new perspective on a situation, understanding. I'm getting with this card, licking your wounds, right? Healing. We have the 26 here from the Kuan Yin Oracle, breaks down to an 8, which is all about change, movement. Lots of change, lots of movement with this energy, this fire energy here. She rides with a wild spirit unbroken. So your wild spirit, might have felt so broken in the past, but you remain unbroken. You are standing up. You fought a good fight. You've made it this far. You're at the 9, right? You're very self-sufficient. A bit guarded, like I said, but very self-sufficient, very confident, because you get this King of Fire energy backing you up. So let's read what this Kuan Yin Oracle has for you, and I will be providing in the description box below the prayer that comes with this card. So if you feel guided to that prayer, you can find all that in the description box below, as well as other personal information. You are a wild spirit. No matter how often you have been told no, been suppressed by rules and regulations, been denied a right to speak your crazy, beautiful truths, inside of you beats a persistent, loving heart that will not be denied. I knew that the wild joy in you would soon kick off its shackles of shame. I knew that no amount of criticism or disrespect could ever break the spirit of your heart. I knew that, even if you doubted that at times. Deep inside the heart, there was a spirit so wild that it can never be tamed. I know that this is only ever a matter of time before your wild spirit will rise and be free. Beautiful. Definitely a lot of heart energy, that wild spirit. I'm really getting that off of this King of Wands here. Finding joy, conquering your battles, pile 3. Knowing that this change is serving you. And try to remain unbroken. Know that these battles have only assisted you in becoming this King of Fire, if anything. This family home shakeup, whatever breakup is happening here in this card, it's serving you on your spiritual evolution and really tapping into what fuels your fire, right? You have a fight in you. What are you fighting for? What are you moving towards with this 9 of Fire, right? What really brings you excitement and passion? Really tapping into your heart space, okay, for pile 3. Connect into your heart space and find what brings you happiness. And don't ever give that up, okay? Don't resist that. Life is too precious, right? We're only here for such a short amount of time. There's no need to resist, right? Go towards what you want with that 9 of Fire, okay? You have this beautiful energy to assist you. Thank you, pile 3, for tuning in, and I wish you all the best. And if you want to go a bit deeper, you can find my email in the description box below. And have a beautiful Mercury retrograde period. Tread lightly. Thank you.